Good morning. Oh, excuse Khajiit, she stretches. Oh. Well, that was a nice sleep. Khajiit thinks she's gonna have a quick breakfast. A nice meat pie, yes. And a honey nut treat. That seems right. Excellent. Now, gentlemen, you should check your clothing to make sure you're appropriately dressed for out of doors, because that's where we're going to be going. And actually, Khajiit wants to test this. Irander, if you wouldn't mind being Khajiit's target. She's not going to hurt you. She's not going to hit you. She's just going to cast the spell. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. If Khajiit was an assassin, which she's not, it would be even better. But she likes it. She likes it a lot. Now, we should put our usual spells on. And our protection that heals us on occasion. And Khajiit wanted to decide which one of these auras that she learned she should be using. So it looks like one is better for when you're getting physically attacked, and the other one is better for distance, like spells and arrows. So let's do the aura that protects us from melee stuff, since we're going to be going out and probably be attacked by wild animals and the like. And Khajiit also wanted to cast this spell, which is called Blur. It's supposed to help protect us too if something comes, well, protect Khajiit. She can only cast it with a single hand right now, but she's going to practice. And when she gets better at illusion, she will be able to cast a stronger version of it that'll last longer. At least that's the plan. That's the plan. Alright, gentlemen. If you're ready, shall we go? And Khajiit will tell you on the way. Where exactly?
Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Hello, Colette. Did you need something from Khajiit? Apparently not. Maybe she was just checking to see if Khajiit was up yet. Maybe she was going to be like, Archmage, it's time to get up. You shouldn't be lazing about. That could be. No. Is Khajiit hallucinating, or... Oh, that's right. We go down one more. You know, Khajiit is just terrible at knowing where stuff is. Well, it looks like everything's been cleaned up and looks good. Excellent.
Good to see you again.
You just saw me, Quadosha. Oh, you weren't talking to me? Oh, okay. Khajiit is being sick. Oh, good morning.
Greetings.
Good morning.
I'm quite pleased that we're back to business as usual.
No black soul gems. You hear that? Good morning. Well, it's nice to know that Tofter will look after stuff while Khajiit is away. It feels kind of strange to say, but that Khajiit has stuff that needs to be looked after while she's away. Things have sure changed, haven't they? Since Khajiit arrived here. Yes. To explain, we are going to go to... I figured a little adventure on the way to the test would be a nice thing. So we got a note, I believe it was from the innkeeper here in Winterhold. It might have been Dawnstar, however. But anyway, we have a bandit leader that needs sorting at a place called Snowpoint Beacon, and the location was transferred onto my map from the wanted poster. So we're going to do that, because that's kind of on the way to Labyrinthian. But in order to get there, we have to go past Sarthal. Actually, we go to Sarthal, and then Khajiit plans to head south until we hit this road that she saw on the map. So we're kind of going cross-country, but Khajiit doesn't really see a help for that. But we haven't been here a while, so you can guess it's time to sneak. Oh. Not friendly.
Enough! This ends now!
I like the new bow. I like it a lot. Did you see the way she kind of jumped into the air? Bandits. How did they know that Khajiit was planning on sorting them? Well, you don't need that stuff anymore.
Greeting.
Just after Khajiit bought them. Oh, and it's heavy armor. Boots of water walking. Khajiit is not hallucinating. She did, in fact, just buy boots of water walking. Oh, that's how it always is, isn't it? But she can disenchant those. That's right, she can disenchant them. And you're not wearing very much, aren't you? Well, I guess it doesn't matter now. I was just going to say, aren't you rather chilly? Yeah, it doesn't really make any much difference to her now. She's cold. Alright, let's get back on our way. And let's get spells ready. Let's see. Khajiit thinks Sarthal is just down that way. Yes, I see some of the stuff. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Looks like the bear was fighting ice wraiths. Where did the... Oh, there it is. She walked right past it. Everything looks all the same. Except for that. Lockpick ore? Not lockpick ore. Yeah, well, we'll collect it anyway.
Ah, you return.
Yes, I mentally have returned from my desire to collect stuff. Right. Sometime we're gonna have to go visit that statue. See the buildings over there, and there's some... Oh, that's the lighthouse, isn't it? Oh, and look, there's some ruins in the distance over there. Not where we're going today, but... Oh, should we go in that ruin if it's on the way? See? Khajiit knew there'd be wildlife. Thank you, Mr. Bear, for your contribution to Khajiit's life. And sorry, Mr. Goat. We need... Well, your stuff might as well not go to waste. Is that an archway over there? Oh well. Does not matter what it is. Ah, we've got a road. Is it the road that we're looking for, though? Khajiit wonders. Actually, it looks like it connects to the road we want, so... yes, we will... It looks like that's what we want. Man, I might need more of those potions. Oh. There's something over there. Oh, of course. Pretty sure it was clear. Right. Well, let's go have a look at this first. I don't see anybody. Of course, that doesn't mean anything. Oh, this is the road that I saw on the map. Okay, so we had to kind of go this way anyway. Okay. Be ready, guys. You never know what can happen. That's all Khajiit has learned so far in life. You never know. And there's piles of bones. She doesn't see anybody. These are the... the same kinds of things that we find on skeletons in Nord crypts. And there's one on the altar there too. There's some magic around that one. There's not any more. That was probably totally unnecessary. Or not unnecessary. You guys got that one? Oh. Oh, is that what was animating you? It's empty now, but... What's this? It's a book. The Doors of Oblivion. When thou enterest into oblivion, oblivion entereth into thee. Nigh Tyrolar. The greatest mage who ever lived was my master Morian Xenius. You have heard of him as the author of the book On Oblivion, the standard text for all on matters Daedric. Despite many entreaties over the years, he refused to update his classic book with his new discoveries and theories, because he found that the more one delves into these realms, the less certain one is. He did not want conjecture, he wanted facts. For decades before and after the publication of On Oblivion, Xenius compiled a vast personal library on the subject of Oblivion, the home of the Daedra. He divided his time between this research and personal magical growth, on the assumption that should he succeed in finding a way into the dangerous world beyond and behind ours, he would need much power to wander its dark paths. He wanted to go to Oblivion? Like, literally, not figuratively? There are a lot of nut bars around. 12 years before Xenius began the journey he had prepared his life to make, he hired me as his assistant. I possessed the 3 attributes he required for the position. I was young and eager to help without question. I could read any book once and memorize its contents. Oh, Khajiit is jealous. She wants to be able to do that. And despite my youth, I was already a master of conjuration. Xenius, too, was a master of conjuration. Indeed, a master at all the known and unknown schools. But he did not want to rely on his ability alone in this most perilous of his... But he did not want to rely on his ability alone in the most perilous of his research. In an underground vault, he summoned Daedra to interview them on their native land, and for that he needed another conjurer to make certain they came, were bound, and were sent away again without incident. I will never forget that vault, not for its look, which was plain and unadorned, but for what you couldn't see. There were scents that lingered long after the summoned creatures had left, flowers and sulphur, sex and decay, power and madness. Madness has a smell? They haunt me still to this very day. Conjuration, for the layman unacquainted with its workings, connects the caster's mind with that of the summoned. It is a tenuous link, meant only to lure, hold, and dismiss, but in the hands of a master it can be much stronger. The Psijics and Dwemer can, in the Dwemer's case perhaps I should say could, connect with the minds of others, and converse miles apart, a skill that is sometimes called telepathy. Oh, is that how Coroner talked to Khajiit the first couple times? No wonder, Tolfter didn't, or couldn't see or hear anything. It just feels something magical. Or did he even feel that? No, because you can't remember now. Anyway, over the course of my employment, Xenius and I developed such a link between... Over the course of my employment, Xenius and I developed such a link between one another. Oh, a telepathic link. It was accidental, a result of 2 powerful conjurers working closely together. But we decided that it would be invaluable should he succeed in traveling to Oblivion. So how did the Psijics connect Khajiit, since Khajiit never actually met any of them? They must be more powerful than the fellow writing this book, or the fellow he's writing about. Anyway, back to the book. Since the denizens of that land could be touched even by the skills of an amateur conjurer, it was possible we could continue to communicate while he was there, so I could record his discoveries. The doors to Oblivion, to use Morian Xenius's phrase, are not easily found. That's good. And we exhausted many possibilities before we found one where we held the key. The Khajiits of Artaeum have a place they call the Dreaming Cave, where it is said one can enter into the Daedric realms and return. Ayachis, Sothasil, Nimeti, and many others have been recorded as using this means, but despite many entreaties to the order, we were denied its use. Celeris, the leader of the order, has told us it has been sealed off for the safety of all. That sounds like this book was written quite some time ago, before the Khajiits were deemed vanished. We had hopes of using the ruins of the battle spire to access Oblivion. The Weir Gate still stands, though the old proving grounds of the Imperial Battle Mages itself was shattered some years ago in Jaeger Tharn's time. Sadly, after an exhaustive search through the detritus... Khajiit doesn't... Detritus. Sadly, after an exhaustive search through the detritus, we had to conclude that when it was destroyed, all access to the realms beyond, the Soul Cairn, the Shade Perilous, and the Havoc Wellhead had been broken. It was probably for the good, but it frustrated our goal. The reader may have heard of other doors, and he may be assured we attempted to find them all. Some are pure legend, or at any rate, not traceable based on the information left behind. There are references in lore to Maruk's Abyss, the Corrington Mirror, the Mantellan Crux, the Crossroads, the Mouth, a riddle of an alchemical formula called Jacinth, and Rising Sun, and many other places and objects that were said to be doors, but we could not find. Some exist but cannot be entered safely. The whirlpool in the Abyssinian called... Abyssinian? The whirlpool in the Abyssinian called the Maelstrom of Baal can make ships disappear, and may be a portal into Oblivion, but the trauma of riding its waters would surely slay any who tried. Likewise, we did not consider it worth the risk to leap from the Pillar of Thras, a 1,000-foot-tall spiral of coral, though we witnessed the sacrifices the Slodes made there. Some victims were killed by the fall, but some, indeed, seemed to vanish before being dashed on the rocks. Since the Slode did not seem certain why some were taken and some died, we did not favor the odds of the plunge. Well, no kidding. The simplest and most maddeningly complex way to go to Oblivion was simply to cease to be here and begin to be there. Throughout history, there are examples of mages who seem to travel to the realms beyond ours, seemingly at will. Many of these voyagers are long dead, if they ever existed, but we were able to find one still living. So apparently they did exist. He just contradicted himself in his book. In a tower off Zarfabel Bay on the island of Vardenfell in the province of Morrowind, there exists a very old, very reclusive wizard named Divarth Fire. He was not easy to reach, and he was reluctant to share with Moraes Zetas the secret door to Oblivion. Fortunately, my master's knowledge of the lore impressed Fear, and he taught him the way. That probably didn't go well. I would be breaking my promise to Zenas and Fear to explain the procedure here, and I would not divulge it even if I could. If there is dangerous knowledge to be had, that is it. But I do not reveal too much to say that Fear's scheme relied on exploiting a series of portals to various realms created by a Telvanni wizard long missing and presumed dead. Against the disadvantage of this limited number of access points, we weighed the relative reliability and security of passage, and considered ourselves fortunate in our informant. Magical portals to other realms. That sounds very dangerous. Yet intriguing, Khajiit feels compelled to add. Morian Zenas then left this world to begin his exploration. I stayed at the library to transcribe his information and help him with any research he needed. Dust, he whispered to me on the first day of his voyage. Despite the inherent dreariness of the word, I could hear the excitement in his voice echoing in my mind. I can see from one end of the world to the other, in a million shades of grey. There's no sky or ground or air, only particles floating, falling, whirling about me. I must levitate and breathe by magical means. Zenas explored the nebulous land for some time, encountering vaporous creatures and palaces of smoke. Though he never met the prince, we concluded that he was an ash pit, said to be the home of Malakath, where anguish, betrayal, and broken promises like ash filled the bitter air. "The sky is on fire," I heard him say as he moved on to the next realm. "The ground is sledge, but traversable. I see blackened ruins all around me, like a war has fought here in the distant past. The air is freezing. I cast blooms of warmth all around me, but it still feels like daggers of ice stabbing me in all directions." This was Cold Harbor, where Molag Bal was prince. It appeared to Zenas as if it were a future Nirn, under the king of rape, desolate and barren, filled with suffering. I could hear Morian Zenas weep at the images he saw, and shiver at the sight of the imperial palace, spattered with blood and excrement. "Too much beauty," Zenas gasped when he went to the next realm. "I'm half blind. I see flowers and waterfalls, majestic trees, a city of silver, but it's all a blur. The colors run like water. It's raining now, and the wind smells like perfume. This surely is Moonshadow, where Zahjira dwells." Zenas was right, and astonishingly, he even had audience with the Queen of Dusk and Dawn in her Rose Palace. She listened to his tale with a smile, and told him of the coming of the Neverine. My master found Moonshadow so lovely he wished to stay there, half blind, forever, but he knew he must move on and complete his journey of discovery. "I am in a storm," he told me as he entered the next realm. He described the landscape of dark, twisted trees, howling spirits, and billowing mist. And I thought he might have entered the deadlands of Mehrunes Dagon. But then he said quickly, "No, I am no longer in a forest. There was a flash of lightning, and now I'm on a ship. The mast is tattered, the crew is slaughtered. Something is coming through the waves. Oh, gods! Wait, now I'm in a dank dungeon, in a cell." He was not in the Deadlands, but Quagmire, the nightmare realm of Renina. Every few minutes there was a flash of lightning and reality shifted, always to something more horrible and horrifying. A dark castle one moment, a den of ravening beasts the next, a moonlit swamp, a coffin where he was buried alive. Fear got the better of my master, and he quickly passed to the next realm. I heard him laugh. "I feel like I'm home now." Morian Zenas described to me an endless library, shelves stretching on in every direction, stacks on top of stacks. Pages floated on a mystical wind that he could not feel. Every book had a black cover with no title. He could see no one, but he felt the presence of ghosts moving through the stacks, rifling through books, ever searching. It was Apocrypha, the home of Hermaeus Mora, where all forbidden knowledge can be found. I felt a shudder in my mind, but I could not tell if it was my master's or mine. Morian Zenas never traveled to another realm that I know of. Throughout his visits to the first 4 realms, my master spoke to me constantly. Upon entering the Apocrypha, he became quieter, as he was lured into the world of research and study, the passions that had controlled his heart while on Nirn. I would frantically try to call to him, but he closed his mind to me. Then he would whisper, "This cannot be. No one would ever guess the truth. I must learn more. I see the world, a last illusion shimmer. It's crumbling all around us." I would cry back to him, begging him to tell me what was happening, what he was seeing, what he was learning. I even tried using conjuration to summon him, as if he were a Daedra himself, but he refused to leave. Morian Zenas was lost. I last received a whisper from him 6 months ago. Before then it had been 5 years, and 3 before that. His thoughts are no longer intelligible in any language. Perhaps he is still in Apocrypha, lost but happy, in a trap he refuses to escape. Perhaps he slipped between the stacks and passed into the madhouse of Sheogorath, losing his sanity forever. I would save him if I could. I would silence his whispers if I could. Well, Khajiit doesn't know what to say about that.
Say, Khajiit is curious. Did you like her video? Yes? Then please click the thumbs up button. Khajiit thanks you. Brrr.